Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers, Minnesota, northern suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to talk about our latest acquisition. Is it a beauty? 1959 Lincoln Continental Mark IV Convertible. Talk about a big car. Luxury is the name of the game. We'll be right with you in about a moment. Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers, Minnesota, northern suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to talk about our latest addition. Is it a beauty? And is it a big luxury automobile? A 1959 Lincoln Continental Mark IV Convertible. It was the top of the line for Lincoln by all means, had all the bells and whistles, and I'll tell you what, they were trying to be tying up with Cadillac, trying to have the #1 luxury automobile in the United States. Boy, these two were neck and neck in 1959. You're going to want to watch this entire video from start to finish because we're going to do the walk around, we're going to do a cold start, we're going to show you some of the great extra features that these cars came out with. I think they were all trying to outdo one another to have more doodads, more luxury things than you could ever imagine. And a 1959 Lincoln, boy, I'll tell you, that is one neat car. You'll want to click on the link in the description if you want to go right to our website and right to this car, giving you all the pricing information and more information on this car itself, plus have the availability of all our inventory, which is well over 100 vehicles right at this moment. So if you're looking for a car from the 1920s or something in the 2000s, odds are Ellingson Motorcars here in Rogers has your dream car just waiting for you to take a look at it and give us a call. And our phone number is 763-428-7337. And our website is www.ellingsonmotorcars.com. No, 1959 was one of those years when all the car manufacturers had very unique automobiles, to say the least. 58 was kind of a down year. 59 was going to be one of those big years, and you know, the last year of that decade, and 1959 was no exception. 1959 Lincoln. Talk about a motor under the hood. It's got the big 430 cubic inch V8, and would you believe 350 horsepower. You know, you're going to say, wow, that's a lot of horsepower in 1959. Yes, it was, but you needed that. This car weighs over 5,000 pounds. That's 2.5 tons of automobile right there at your fingertips driving. But of course, like I said, you have all the luxury items that they were known for, including things such as power brakes, power steering, and all the other extras that I'll show you more once we go to the interior of the car. No, it's got the beautiful hubcaps, full hubcaps with the wide whites, which would be very correct for 1959. Presidential black, that is what this color is. I'll tell you what, this does look like a car that a president would own. Movie stars were known to have these kind of cars because they were saying something. I guess at that time it was something that you really could say something if you owned a car of this magnitude. And they made a little over 2,195 of these, I believe. That's all they made. Not a whole lot of them, not a whole lot of them left, if you know what I mean. And it was the biggest unibodied car at that time. And you know, it is just a really unique thing. You'll have to look, like I said, you want to look at all the details under the hood, all that kind of stuff. Very neat. Don't you really love this? In fact, I mean, they make sure to let you know that it's a Continental and it's the Mark IV right there. Now let's take a look at the inside of this car. Like I said, luxury was the name of the game. Cadillac and Lincoln were fighting neck and neck for that hot spot, and by golly, this is, you know, the challenger to the Eldorado Baritz, if you will, is what they were trying in 1959. Beautiful interior in this car. The nice full bench seat with the white and black interior. What an interesting instrument cluster, to say the least, with all the gauges, all the controls right at your fingertips. And of course it has this little thing right here, the Oddtronic Eye, which was the automatic headlight dimmer, if you will. Now, being a convertible of this sort, you certainly want to make sure it has a power top, and it actually does have a power soft top on this car. You're going to have to watch, like I say, this video because it's really an interesting way this whole action works. and it has the back window that actually goes up and down. I believe they called that the breezeway back in the days. I mean, my cousin had one in one of his later model Mercuries. It was just kind of another novelty, if you will. And talk about the size of a trunk. Oh my goodness, you could fit at least 3 sets of golf clubs full size in the trunk of this car. It's got lots and lots of room, needless to say. But I'm looking, it also is under the, inside, beautiful steering wheel. The gauges are all original stuff. This car came with another extremely rare option. It had the AM radio, of course, but it had an optional FM radio, which was really kind of a new thing, if you will, at that time in 1959. There weren't as many FM stations, but hey, you wanted to have access to them. That's got thing right there, because when I first seen this, I go, what is it? I can't remember ever seeing one of those. Of course, it's got power windows, you've got the 6-way power seat, you've got the all that kind of stuff as well, and even the vent windows on these cars are power, which is really, really nice. I've always been a fan of vent windows, needless to say. I'm just trying to look at all the other neat stuff with this car. Dual exhaust has a really nice sound to this car going down the road, needless to say. And it's one of those cars anybody can drive because it does have power steering, power brakes, all those kind of features. Just makes it something easy. Might be a little challenging for those of you who aren't good at parallel parking, but this would be a little challenging to say the least, but hey, people did it back in 1959. We can do it today if we really try. Now you can find all of our stuff on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and now even TikTok as well. Give us a like, leave us a comment, or subscribe. We appreciate it very much, and you'll find all the information on this car, our current inventory, and as an added bonus, some of the cars that we sold over the last several years as well. So you can really spend some time on those sites if you're an old car aficionado and just really enjoy looking at the old cars. So there's some really good stuff out there. No, I have to admit, I have not seen very many of these cars going down the road. I just, they were a few and far between in our neighborhood when I was a kid. Nobody had anything like this. But if you seen one going down the road, there was somebody of consequence. And I guess that's part of the fun of having these old cars today, have something that not everybody else has. Yes, you can go buy a new car at the new car dealership, but what car is going to get you more attention than something like this cruising down the road? Now, if you're like me, you're going to say, boy, I really like the video, Scott. It's great. It gives me all the highlights, gives me information, shows me a lot of the details of the car, but I want to come down in person and make sure this is something I really, really, truly want. Well, we're happy to have you come down to Ellingson's. We are open to the public Monday through Friday from 10 to 5 and Saturdays 10 to 4 as well. And remember that phone number, 763-428-7337 if you have any questions on this vehicle or any of our other inventory. If you own a car of this caliber, whatever, and you want to, really keep on top of it, I highly recommend you join the Lincoln Club or the Ford Club or one of the locals that have some of these kind of cars, the Classic Car Club, any of that stuff, because there's always people there that have that love and passion for the old cars, and it's always nice to get those contacts and whatnot. Now, if you're saying, I live in California or I live in Florida, how do I get this car to me? Well, we are also kind of a full service shop. We have access to getting cars shipped all over the country, lead you in directions to get that done. We can also help you find some financial operations that just cater to people looking for collector cars. So we're kind of that full service shop. And like I say, give us a call. We'll do our very best to answer any and all questions you may have. No, I have to admit, I have not seen very many of these cars, and it is a really beautiful, beautiful car. Black cars are about as good as they get when you have the chrome bumpers, and you got chrome bumpers on these cars, needless to say. So come on down and take a look, or give us a call, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you again for watching our video, and if you're looking for your first collector car or your 100th, odds are Ellingson Motorcars maybe has your dream car sitting right here. Thank you again, and see you next time.